Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, you guys? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your NXT review on Thursday, January 9th, 2020. The first episode for NXT in 2020. And a lot of stuff happened on this show. We began the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Johnny Gargano came back and cut a fantastic promo. And finally, we had that awesome Fatal 4-Way number one contender match for the NXT North America Championship, which was tonight's main event, and it was a awesome match. Tell you what, the future for NXT in 2020 is really bright, and tonight I feel like that Morrow said it best during the Gallus and Undisputed Era match that 2019 was NXT's greatest year ever, and that 2020 is going to be even better. I might have to agree with him on that one. Well, we shall see. But NXT tonight, Full Sail Arena, it was a awesome show. I'm going to go over everything that happened for you guys on last night's NXT episode. But before you do that, if you haven't already, make sure you guys go check out last night's AEW Dynamite review right here on the channel. I go over Cody and Dustin versus the Lucha Brothers, Omega and Hangman Page versus Private Party, that awful AEW Women's Championship match with Chris Statlander and Riho, and finally, that final segment with Jon Moxley double-crossing Chris Jericho and giving him a paradigm shift and betraying the Inner Circle. So, that's my intro. Without further ado, let's talk NXT. So this show kicked off with the brand new NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. She said, memories. Memories are what happened in this ring. Memories are what happened right here in Full Sail University. And memories are what happened when I am hoisted above people's shoulders, the brand new NXT Women's Champion. And then, surprise, surprise, Toni Storm comes out. Toni Storm comes out. She says, congratulations on becoming the NXT Women's Champion. But don't forget, I beat you twice. And after she wins the NXT UK Women's Championship at TakeOver Blackpool, spoiler alert, she's not going to. She will walk into Worlds Collide with the UK Women's Championship and walk out of Worlds Collide with both championships. Interesting take from Toni Storm. Then the UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray, comes out, and you know the rest. Bianca Belair, she comes out. Bianca Belair comes out, and then Io comes out, and then who was Candice LeRae. And final word was from Rhea to Candice was, "You want to fight? Well, so do I." And they attacked, the baby faces attacked the heels, and we set up a six-woman tag team match. Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, and Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kaylee Ray. Baby faces get the win right here after Bianca Belair gets into it with Io Shirai, and Io has, I believe, Tony Storm up for the EST, and Io Shirai gives Bianca a jumping drop kick and then walks out on her team. Rhea Ripley gets the tag. She goes crazy, hits the Riptide. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley leads her team to a victory in this 6-woman tag team match. And next week on NXT, we're getting a battle royal. I believe the participants are Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, Santana Garrett, Xia Li. I don't know everyone, but the winner of that battle royal next week is going to be challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Portland, February 16th. My prediction for this match is Dakota Kai. I feel like it's too early to give Io Shirai this victory. You want to give her moment at NXT Tampa WrestleMania weekend, I think. That's the best option to go. And plus, you can have the return of Tegan Nox, costing Dakota Kai the Women's Championship at TakeOver Portland. It's good storytelling. We then began the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic with the Forgotten Sons versus Imperium. This match was about 8 minutes long, but it was a pretty good 8-minute match, I should say, and very hard hitting as well. Marcel Bartel was wearing a mask. I'm not sure why, but apparently I guess he injured his nose or something. Imperium were dominating early over the Forgotten Sons, and then Steve Cutler got the tag. By the way, Steve Cutler got a haircut. It looks very weird. He looks weird without the long hair, in my opinion. And then Imperium throw, I think it was Blake, into Jackson Riker on the outside. Eichner hoists up Steve Cutler. Marcel Bartel gives him the flying elbow. 1, 2, 3. Imperium are moving on in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic with a victory over the Forgotten Sons in a pretty good 8-minute tag team match. So, Imperium's moving on, and they're going to be facing the winner of Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle and Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews next week on NXT. Should be a very good match, whoever they face up against when that time comes. And it should be a very good match next week with Riddle and Dunn versus Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. Joaquin Wilde versus Austin Theory. Seems like they're going to be featuring Austin Theory more on NXT, which is a very good thing because Austin Theory is really good at only the age of 22. About the match, I got really nothing to say about the match. It was just a showcase for Austin Theory. He picks up the victory over Joaquin Wilde, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing him in these type of matches for a few weeks just to show like what he can do in the ring. And he's very good in the ring, and I can't wait to see him more and like develop into the mid card and then eventually into the main event picture. Match 2 for Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish versus Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. You got the NXT Tag Team Champions versus the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. This was a really good tag team match. Lasted longer than the Forgotten Sons and Imperium, but it was a very good tag team match. In the beginning, Wolfgang goes right after Kyle O'Reilly, and then Bobby Fish gets tagged in, and they start working the knee of Wolfgang, or the ankle, and then they go to break. They got Adam Cole and Roderick Strong on the outside of the ring. So the pace is a little slow right here, working the ankle of Wolfgang. You got Mark Coffey, the hot guy waiting to get the tag. They tried to portray Gallus as baby faces in this match, and I feel like it didn't work. One, because they came out to crickets during the entrance, and two, Undisputed Era, they're just so over. No one's gonna cheer for Gallus over Undisputed Era. But what am I talking about? I'm getting off track here. We get a hot tag to Mark Coffey. He comes in, takes out O'Reilly, takes out Bobby Fish. Does this? There's an insane spot that Wolfgang just throws Mark Coffey over the top rope into O'Reilly and Fish. That was a very good spot. And then at the end, Wolfgang gets the tag. Kyle O'Reilly pulls Wolfgang into the ropes. Adam Cole gives him an enziguri with the referee not looking. Undisputed Era hit high-low. 1, 2, 3. Undisputed Era, the NXT Tag Team Champions, move on to the next round in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And they will be either taking on the grizzled young veterans of Zach Gibson and James Drake, or Alex Shelley and Kushida. Alex Shelley from Ring of Honor has joined NXT, and they're getting him back with Kushida in the Dusty Tag Team Classic. It should be great. Can't wait. Johnny Gargano comes out with a microphone. I'm like, oh boy, something's about to happen. He's like, it feels so good to take a microphone and talk about the Prince, Finn Balor. I've been waiting to talk about for 3 months. And he talks about how Finn was the leader of NXT for 2 years and how he carried NXT by his back. And then he got the call in 2016 and he dropped the flag and went straight up to the main roster to become the extraordinary man who does extraordinary things and becomes Smiley Finn Balor. And then Gargano goes on to say how he got the call in summer of 2018 and he said no. And he stuck the flag in the ground. He stuck the NXT flag in the ground because he is NXT for life. By the way, he was wearing an NXT for life t-shirt. It's a very nice t-shirt. That's very nice. So they're getting an ovation from that. And then Gargano talks about how he strapped the Rocket behind his back, or strapped NXT behind his back, and they went straight up to outer space for 2 years, riding behind him. And then Finn Balor comes out and says, what a promo, Johnny, what a promo. We might as well call you Johnny Promo because that's all you can do right now. And he says, I'll give you your moment. Let me go talk to Mr. Regal, and I'll give you my moment, or your moment, at NXT TakeOver Portland, if you even make it there. So, this all but not guarantees that at TakeOver Portland, we are getting Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor. Put that in my veins. Put it in my veins, man. That's gonna be the show stealer that night. I can guarantee you right now. Gargano and Finn. Oh my god, that's an early match of the year candidate right there. That is a early match of the year candidate. And this entire segment was great. I loved it. We then got Mia Yim versus Kaden Carter. I mean, what can I really say about the match? It was just back and forth. Mia Yim gets the victory. It wasn't really this match that was the focal point. It was what happened after the match. So what happened after the match was Chelsea Green comes out and attacks Kaden Carter and attacks Mia Yim. And then somebody on the apron, oh my god, on the stage, they're standing on the stage, and it's Robert Stone, aka Robbie E. from Grimm's Toy Show. Yes, Robbie E. from Grimm's Toy Show is now on NXT. Congratulations to him. He says 2020 is going to be a great year for the Robert Stone brand, and he's going to start by recruiting the hottest free agent, Chelsea Green. So that should be interesting. We'll see if he gets new members to his brand in 2020. Main event, Fatal 4A, number one contender match for the North American Championship. We got Damian Priest versus Dominic Dijakovic versus Cameron Grimes versus Keith Lee. This was awesome. This was an awesome main event. There are so many spots that happened in this match. I don't think I'm going to be able to remember all of them, but I'm going to try. We have the first spot I remember was Dijakovic gives Damian Priest a superplex, and Keith Lee catches him in a powerbomb position, and Cameron Grimes is going to attack him. He swings Priest on the Grimes, and then Dijakovic comes, and he swings Priest into Dijakovic. Dijakovic gets on all fours. Keith Lee powerbombs Priest onto Dijakovic, and Priest kicks out at 2. That was a great, hellacious spot right there from Keith Lee. He did some really unreal things in this match. Another spot I remember was Damian Priest going for his dive over the top rope, but Keith Lee was standing right there, and he went nope, which I really like. That's smart. So then Lee was battling with Dijakovic and Grimes, and Priest did that dive over the top rope onto the floor onto all three men. That was a great spot. And then we got a couple feast your eyes from Dijakovic onto Priest for a near fall. Grimes with a double stomp to Dijakovic, and Keith. Oh, here's what I remember. Now, Dijakovic and Damian Priest are getting ready to chokeslam each other. They're both holding each other's throats. Keith Lee comes into the ring, does the whole camera thing, when he comes up into the camera shot, breaks up the hold, takes both of their throats, chokeslams both of them onto the mat. They both go rolling to the outside of the ring. And Lee is about to do an outside dive to Damian Priest, and Cameron Grimes comes in and does a jumping power slam. It looked like a Phoenix Splash, but it was a jumping power slam to Lee for a very close near fall. That was breathtaking. That was absolutely breathtaking. And then finally Grimes goes up to the top rope, and Lee catches him with a knife edge chop, and then gives him that hellacious sit out power bomb. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee is the number one contender for the NXT North American Championship, and will challenge Roderick Strong for that title in 2 weeks on NXT. I'm surprised it's not taking place at TakeOver, because I definitely do think that Keith Lee is going to defeat Roderick Strong, and we should get that match at TakeOver, but it looks like we're getting it on NXT in 2 weeks. And that's going to do it for my NXT review. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. I'll be back on this channel Sunday for your NXT UK TakeOver at Blackpool 2 review. Should be a great show. We got 5 matches to cover then. Like this video with a super kick. Comment down below your thoughts on this week's NXT, what you thought of the Johnny Gargano promo, everything that happened with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and that main event. Follow me on Twitter at Joseph Conlon. Follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mullins. And I'm going to wrap this up. NXT was an awesome show tonight. And that's going to do it for me. Like I said, like this video, subscribe. Have a nice day. I'll catch you guys on Sunday for NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2.